till he came back.
Came back.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hey, what's going on? Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the beautiful Mikel-Claire.
Sometimes I think I'm ready, and I'm like, I guess I wasn't.
Dahmer, episode 6. Hey, this is the one that everybody has been warning us about. And they're like, yo, wait till you see episode 6. It's got like a 9.1 on IMDb's rating. I think let's see, out of 4,000 votes. Out of 4,000 votes, it has a 9.0. So I don't know if that's
scary.
a good thing or if that's a bad thing.
I know we've been warned.
Yeah. Hey,
Woo! Make
sure you hit that subscription button. And subscription? I can't talk today. I guess I'm anxious for the 9.0. Anyways, make sure you hit that subscription button and, of course, give us those thumbs up. That's how the people know you're digging what we're giving you. All right, let's get started.
Thanks, Netflix. I think. I'm not sure.
Here's some good old-fashioned trauma.
Wait, I can feel the anxiety already. I don't like trauma. I can feel the anxiety in my tummy already. Still in Milwaukee. Oh, this is somebody being born. Maybe it's a victim.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought too.
I remember in one of the previous episodes, he was signing with one of the young men.
That's right, because they was taking him to his place.
The first time we saw him at his new apartment. It was him, remember?
Yeah.
He can't hear what you're saying. Oh my gosh, that's disturbing. How they have it muted for us, like
but that warbled sound.
Yeah, because you can still feel vibrate. You can still hear vibrations. Sign for yourself.
You may be right.
Yeah.
About them doing it for the whole episode.
Yeah, the majority, I bet. So that we get his perspective from when he was, what he was going through with Jeffrey. Keep it tight. I remember those hats that guy has on over there too.
That's interesting.
Watch out now. Did something happen to their friend? Oh, who is this guy? Is that the same guy
that was at the
at the
bar?
Pizza.
The pizza place.
It must be about his friend. Yeah.
Okay. Gotta leave the mess.
I know. Doesn't mean it's any less scary for your mama. Remember Jeff is a photographer?
That's true.
He takes pictures.
Yeah. That's interesting. Somebody deaf working at a music store.
How may I help you?
Well, I'm sure they can stock.
Yeah. I mean, there's work for you, I'm sure, but it's just one of those things that you think about. You're like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, he did the heel click. Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Okay, it's a legit one.
We don't know that yet. In me.
What do you say we try some with the shirt off? I wouldn't have taken you for a shy guy.
Yeah, see, something is not right. Oh.
Huh.
Well, there's that. Looks like Madison is working out for him a little bit.
I mean, you seem to be doing all right.
Love don't live here anymore.
Hey, at least I appreciate the fact that he's like, he knows what he wants.
Yeah, he's not looking for a one night.
Yeah.
She's getting married, or I see she's pregnant. I see she's pregnant.
I got my ultrasound back. I'm having a girl.
Oh. Oh.
And if I have your permission, I want to name her after you.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Oh, little brother. Actually, I don't know if it's a little brother or a big brother.
So I wonder, we have a little bit of sound. I wonder if he had maybe 1 or 2% of his hearing. And here's this dude.
Well, I know you can hear vibrations when it comes to music. Like they can, from what I've heard or learned or read, I think that you can still feel the vibrations and kind of hear the beat.
This would be adorable if we didn't know, the fact that who he's talking to is who he's talking to.
Yeah, I know.
I cut you off.
I thought this was before he was in the military, before he had... Oh, no, this is after, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he does know about the... Maybe he wanted to see if he could get him without... I don't know.
I'm guessing that he doesn't see him as a full-blooded victim, as in I'm going to murder you. I think he might be just interested.
Un poquito.
What's disturbing is that if you don't know what we've seen, this looks all normal. And
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So when was the last time we seen him like that, with the person is not knocked out? Like he can be that close when he's already got the person drugged.
Challenge.
Yeah, that too.
The chase, challenge of the...
No, I think you're right. I think you're onto something with that.
Because that would make it more appealing to try to get, right? Oh, see, he's back again. Oh.
I mean, this is like our first time seeing tenderness from him, where the person's not knocked out.
Oh,
glamour shots. I remember that.
I remember them, but I never did it.
It was always in a mall.
Popular. Yeah, and it was so popular.
This doesn't feel like it's all one day, right? This is one day, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same shirts.
Same clothes.
Yeah.
Same clothes, you're right.
Oh, he's even paying. Wait till he tells him that he lives in Madison. Is it exhausting to have to work so hard to be understood? Oh, wow.
Huh. We are making assumptions, though, right? I mean, we don't know how this ends. We just naturally assume that it's going to end in him being one of his victims.
Oh, of course.
Hey, Dad.
It feels like it can't end any other way, right?
Yeah.
You look good, son. Thanks.
I just realized the first time we've heard him speak. Oh no! When he asked him, when he was deaf. Yeah, he asked him, "Are you deaf?"
Just sticking with me.
I think he's trying to make that effort
No,
that
I
he
haven't
talked
always
about.
been easy.
I think that's what Tony was telling him.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can't have anybody unless you put forth that effort.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah. Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, my stomach. It wasn't his head that was in the refrigerator, was it?
I don't know.
Okay. I just remember he was black.
Yeah. Oh, I could feel the heaviness.
I can too. I can't take it. He's like, what now?
They're both like, well.
I know, right? I got a couple ideas.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, they got a couple of ideas.
Oh, those are bones of like mice or something.
So, your soldier starts at that end.
Wishbone.
Oh, yeah, but it's still some sort of animal.
You just can't.
Oh, he's getting angry.
I think it gives him the freedom that he wants. Make your own rules. He doesn't have to be locked in into what he's expected to do and all that.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's not going to go well. He wants to be in control.
Don't go.
You pull the covers up. You know how they do the pull the cover up like, oh. See that blue barrel over there?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You remember that barrel?
Mm-hmm.
See, he had already done a bunch of that already. You were right. Excuse me. Ooh, look at that look. Mm-hmm. Ooh-wee.
He said he was going to see a movie
By himself?
with a friend, I think.
What's the friend's name?
I don't
didn't
know.
ask.
Yeah, he's 31.
Wow. All the time that's passed.
Time has passed?
Yeah, you saw how there was another flyer just like it above it, but
Oh,
it's
I
all
didn't see.
worn and tattered.
Yeah, I didn't see the one above. Look who it is.
How does man gonna show up?
Remember how he said he went to like funerals and stuff too?
Yeah.
That guy would recognize him. That's why he's leaving like that. Remember? Cause
Yeah.
his friend, they used to go meet up with him. Don't go over there though.
No.
Goodness, he's got all their driver's licenses.
I just saw
Okay.
Tony's.
Yep, there it is. There it is. He's gonna do something crazy. He's gonna do something crazy. Remember, that's the guy that got away and tried to tell the police to go, that he tried to kill him and they
Yeah.
wouldn't go.
You're right. Yeah.
He's gonna blame it on him. He's gonna blame it on him.
Probably. Yeah. So disgusted with this dude.
Yes, I'm his sister. Who's this?
You should stop looking for him. He's
Oh.
got it now.
Maybe that's not the one that went away. So he came back.
Came back.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So the first go around, he got away. Oh, there you go.
And that's where that blood stain came from, huh?
I don't know. You know, because he had all those pictures of the other people, so you never know if it did or not.
That must be from Tony.
Probably. I can't think of what that must be, though. I wonder if his mom was old enough to find out, Tony's mom was old enough to find out that this is what happened.
I don't know. I know the victims are having some problems. And the victim's family, I'm sorry, are having problems with this. Mm-hmm. And I can absolutely understand why.
Me too.
That's I almost can't even watch that. That's horrific beyond, I can't even comprehend how just horrible that is. I know we're supposed to be like in the space of understanding. I totally get it.
Says who?
The space of understanding from a filmmaker's perspective. Not necessarily a space of understanding from us.
Oh, okay. Because I was
sympathizing with Jeffrey, but from the filmmaker standpoint, there's supposed to be a sense of understanding. Like let's just tell this story, right? But it's really tough to process it and not. I guess I'm grappling with how to process this. Because and I can understand why this episode got a 9. Because we get a really good look at who these people were that Jeffrey,
the victims.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was already horrible just to see Jeff do his thing from his perspective. But then when you see it through the lens of the family members of the victims, it's just tough. That's just in the eating part. All right, let me shut up. What are you thinking?
I find it very disturbing. I still have an issue with the way that they're telling the story a lot of times, because I feel like even though they're giving a face and a name to Tony,
yeah,
I still feel like they want us to feel some type of way about Jeff maybe being happy and being in love with this person, or I don't know if I'll say love, but having some sort of feelings.
Right.
That part of it infuriates me still.
Yeah, see, and to piggyback what you're saying, like when we do these reactions, we do them fresh off of the episode. Like there's not a lot of processing that goes on. So what we give to everybody is just the immediate thoughts. And I know that if I process this for a while, and think on it, I could probably find some of the intricacies. And as we talk, we'll probably do that as well. It just takes a second, but like right off the cuff, you don't want to respect anything about what's going on with Jeff. You're almost angry at the filmmaker for creating this and putting you in this position. But it makes, if I'm coming from a place of objectivity and we're trying to understand like what fuels the monster, and then the monster is bigger than the humanity of the person, and this is the episode that I guess would show that. Because I'm assuming that we are to believe that Jeff loved this man, or at least loved him in a space that allowed him to struggle with his demons. But the monster itself was stronger than anything that he could ever, regardless of him being loved and seen and all this other stuff, Jeff's monster still prevailed. I think that's what this message is trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, but that feeling that you just had, you're like, and so? Yeah, that's coming fresh off of it. You can't not acknowledge that. Fuck that,
But even for me, even not being fresh off of it,
okay,
I still will have that same feeling.
Right.
I've struggled with that and been very honest since the very beginning that I have a problem with trying to see the humanity.
Yeah.
In all of the things that he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. I struggle with that.
Yeah.
And the fact that, he's saying he's happy, and I don't give a flying if you're happy. I don't.
Yeah.
at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. I struggle. I struggle with this.
There's another part of conflict that I found myself even amazed that I was even feeling this kind of way is a character that's grown is Jeff's dad. And when Jeff's dad comes to visit with his wife and then Jeff discloses to him that he's like, you know, things are going well. I got a job, got a raise, I got friends. His apartment wasn't a mess.
Happy.
I'm happy. And we can see his father moved. I felt that. Even though this dude is a monster, you know, I middle finger to Jeff, but his father has grown on me through this journey as he's a victim too, a different kind of victim, not a victim of being murdered, but a victim of loving somebody that is, for all intents and purposes, is unlovable. But he's still, you know, this is my son. I want him to do well. I'm proud of you for at least trying.
Well, and the thing is, he doesn't know the things that he's done yet.
Yeah.
So he's not unlovable to his dad.
Yeah, you're right.
He has some issues. He's got, you know, some things going on behaviorally that he just doesn't understand or grasp.
Yeah.
But he still loves him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at this point, and what I think of off the top of my head is like addiction.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And a lot of times as the family, you have to step away so that the addiction doesn't consume you as well, right?
Okay.
So I feel like his dad sending him out of his grandma's house and all of that was his way of attempting to be like, okay, I have to step away and you have to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of times you'll feel like it's a form of enabling somebody
Okay.
if you're always there, like his dad was to pick him up from the army, to bail him out of jail when he was doing what he was doing at the carnival.
Right.
So I think that in that moment, his dad was probably like, oh my gosh, I did the right thing by letting him, you know, by freeing him and telling me he had to go out on his own. He's happy. So I feel like he felt like a sense of relief there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you could feel like the kind of like the weight of the fatherhood of this, of this being a father to this child kind of like lifting.
Yeah.
I'll say this because I'm getting more clarity as we talk. How they depicted Tony from the time of his birth, you know, and up until they closed the door on his last day. Is it weird and wrong for me to say that I enjoyed getting to know Tony in this weird context of a murder? You know, it's like it seems off, right? Like I shouldn't be saying I enjoyed Tony's journey because of how it ends and because of the context that this is a Jeffrey Dahmer project. But you know what it is? Maybe let me clear it up. Maybe let me be a little bit more.
Okay.
I enjoyed the portrayal that the actor made to show us who Tony is. And I like the light in which they showed him as this person and not just a number that that Dahmer has on his belt. You know what I'm saying? Not a notch on his belt.
Not a driver's license in his box or whatever.
Yeah. Yo, no, you know what? That is the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
There's a box full of those driver's licenses and we have no idea. They're just names and faces. But we got a chance to see, you know, the person.
And I know when I read a lot of the comments, they're saying that that's the only reason that they're able to watch this show is because of that.
Yeah.
You know, getting to know the victims and the victims' families versus like just about this person and making him human or whatever you would like to say.
Yeah.
So it's so sad though. And I think, and I know we talk about this, like if this were just a series about that was fiction, right?
Right.
Or nonfiction, I get confused. If it wasn't true.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, if it wasn't true, then we would have a different reaction. We would love to get to know Tony and all these things and be like, oh my gosh, you know, this was such a great story and it's fascinating and tragic at the same time. But because it's based on true events and real people, it adds like this whole other layer that is very disturbing and sad and traumatizing and just, you know, sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's something to that what you're saying regarding like the medium, right? So and I mean in terms of like, okay, so we have family that love like murder, solve the crime kind of things, right? And much as I like those shows too, like First 48 and all that other stuff, there is something that's very separates you from this. You're like, maybe it's because you're taking it from the perspective of the forensic scientist or whatever it is that's going on. But it seems very detached, right? And if you're watching even like some of the Netflix specials behind the murderer and all this other stuff, it seems very detached. But this form of storytelling that they're doing is way more connected to this part of us, right? You know, it's not just this, but it's this as well. And I think that's the part that's almost, it's the gift and the curse of this, because it's damning for me, because it's very uncomfortable. And I'd rather watch this through the lens of like those TV shows, like First 48, right?
The investigator, all of them,
Yeah, it's like there's safety in that detachment when looking at something horrific. You know, there's no safety with this.
Well, because it's kind of like one of those things where they talk about in the mind of the killer.
Yeah.
And it's very much in, supposedly, you know, we don't really know what his mind was doing.
Right.
But in his, like, it's his mind, his perspective, his story versus, like you said, the outside looking in.
Yeah.
It's the inside looking out.
Right.
And that is just horrifying.
Yeah. There's a game that they play that Jeff created when he was a kid, and they're playing with bones, which is really interesting. Chicken bones, wishbones, to be even more specific. And the premise is whoever can get to the end first wins.
The vortex.
But the only way you can get to the end is that you cannot be close to the
anybody
other person.
else.
How did you feel about that?
I feel like that was something that he created. Speaks volumes to how he lives his life.
Okay.
And I know that, like he's said before, like he feels, we know that he has very strong abandonment issues.
Yes.
So if anybody gets close, they're either going to go away into the vortex, or he's going to, you know, make them go away into the vortex. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's very significant to how he lives his life.
Yeah.
Did you get that from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's also in the humanizing of Jeff. For him, is if anybody gets close to them, if anybody gets close to him, he has to destroy them. You know, and I think that's why he was frustrated when Tony was like, "We don't have to play by these rules," you know, or no, not even that. Not even that. I'm sorry. Before that, he was like, "Explain."
These are
these are just the rules.
He's like, "Why?"
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times Jeff doesn't know why. We know he
the
doesn't.
compulsion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you speak on the final scene, because I don't even know if I have much to add regarding him pulling that piece of flesh out of the refrigerator. And
the only thing that I can think of is that maybe he just wanted him to be a part of him or never leave. Because I remember when he had the hitchhiker spread out throughout the backyard.
Yeah.
He said he did that so that he would always be around him, right? So maybe that signified in some way him always being close to him. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah, I think you're on the right point.
That's the only thing I can think of. I find it very disturbing, traumatic for the family, and I don't even want to really think about that part of it. And that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. Somebody had brought up, I watched on social media, and somebody had brought up to the fact that the project is so over the top regarding like the people that are with that knew his victims, that it should have been the responsibility of the creators, be it Netflix or the writer or the director or whatever it is, that if they're going to put this out, that there needs to be some form of compensation to the victims' families.
Okay.
And up until I saw this episode, I was like, stuff gets made about people all the time. You know, it's just one of those things. But now, where I was like, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 that they should not get paid, 10 that they should get paid, I'm probably close to 50-50 on that. I feel like this is so, it feels like you're using my pain to make money, and in such a horrific and personal kind of way. I don't know, how do you feel about it? And also, how do you feel about that in the comments? If it didn't happen, I'd be like, okay, well, it's just what it is. And if it did happen, I'd be like, okay, well, I think that's fair.
I would have to see in what regard that is actually referring to.
Okay.
Because if it's like, you know, defamation.
Defamation of character.
Yeah, if it's something like that, I could see how they could get some compensation. Because especially if they're not the ones that actually told their story.
Give them the green light.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't think it was said in terms of suing. I think it was just terms of saying that the creator should take some responsibility for using the likeness, images, and stories of people that have had their lives totally destroyed.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just gonna be honest because I haven't heard that and I don't have enough time to process that right now. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think about that in the
Yeah.
comments. Like I said, I'm a little more 50-50, and I know you need some more time to process it. But one thing you don't have to process
is exhaling. No, I'm kidding. Okay,
is
sorry.
hitting that subscription button. Thank you so much. I know this is a heavy conversation. Thank you all for your patience, and we do read the comments, and thank you all for being for playing nice. And of course, give this video a thumbs up because that's how other people know that you've been enjoying the content that we've been providing you. And of course, if you you should go check out Mikel-Claire's YouTube page.
I am still processing over here. It's so hard to be like to turn the switch off and on.
Yeah, it kills your energy.
Well, no, not my energy. I just am still processing all of that. But anyway, okay. Back to me, Snooty Vegans, la la la. Okay, Snooty Vegans, Lock Journey, vegan lifestyle, life as we know it. Link in description. Subscribe, like, follow along. It's gonna be tons of fun.
Yep. All that good stuff. Hey, please go out and get a palate cleanse, do something fun, listen to some energetic,
Fresh
fun
air.
music, fresh air.
Calm out.
because it's heavy. And we will catch you on the next one. All right, peace out.